Well, this season, it's just so much bigger. Season 1 was great and was beautiful, and of course, we will forever always have Andy Whitfield with us, but Season 2 is just epic. If you love the sex, you're going to get more of it. If you love the violence, you're going to get even more violence. If you love the fighting, not only are it just the gladiators fighting this year, but you get all of the slaves and the rebels and the women, so you just get a lot more of everything, and the scenery is epic, the fight choreography is even better. It's just going to be bigger. It's just bigger.
Oh, I mean, I know you guys heard the word like everything is bigger, bigger, bigger. It is, but forget about everything that you know about the characters this season. It's going to be different. They're all going to change. People that you loved, you're going to end up hating, and people that you hated, you're going to end up loving. And the people that you root for, they're going to change. The cause of things is going to change, and you're going to see, which I love, good or bad, we all have our faults. So it makes you think again. It's like, what is good and what is bad, which is very interesting. Great writing that makes you challenge your beliefs in a way. You know what I mean?
Well, it's much more epic. The scope and scale of the show that we're trying to do this season is just amazing, especially when you take a look at what we did in the previous 2 seasons. Now that Spartacus and his rebel band of slaves have escaped from the ludus, we are outside more, we do much bigger battles, we actually do some insane things this season that you will not believe.
The difference between the second season is can only be described in episodes again. And basically we're just leaving episode 13 of season 1, which was Kill Them All. So we've broken out of the ludus, and so I think the fans should be just more interested in what's episode 1 of season 2. Because episode 2 of season 2 is going to be another completely different twist again.
I just think that everybody's raised their game this season, all of the departments. So the writing, the special effects, the acting, the stunts, everybody's sort of like clicking on all cylinders, and we've got something really great and magical, and I'm just excited for everyone to see it.
The fight sequences they'll blow your mind this season. They just keep raising the bar over and over and over, and I get to do all my own stunts, which is also phenomenal. I have the scars to prove it too, guys. You know how long it took to cover all these bruises up?
Well, this season, you actually get to see the revolution start to happen, and as far as my character is concerned, you get to see him revert back to the warrior he used to be. So for the first time, you actually see him fight all out. The animal comes out this season.
Inside the drama of Spartacus versus Crixus, he's kind of with Crixus now, but Crixus has the manpower, Spartacus has the willpower, and it's a great battle throughout the whole season of wills of 2 alpha males fighting each other for what's right, not out of any sort of personal desire to elevate themselves, but to really try and do what's right for these people that they now have in their care. It's a fascinating journey for both characters, I feel.
Glaber is under a hell of a lot of pressure. Life was going really well back in Rome. He just got a promotion, he was doing well, and suddenly he's sent back by his father-in-law to fix the problem of Spartacus, which he thought had been got rid of. And it should be a weekend visit, mop it up, get back home and get on with the career. But unfortunately, he's stuck there for 10 episodes, and it may or may not end badly. Who knows? But the show is called Spartacus. That's a key. So yeah, he's there to get rid of this man, and as every week he survives and Spartacus survives, it becomes more and more frustrating and more embarrassing for Glaber and more humiliating. So the stakes just keep rising and rising and rising until we get to the most spectacular episode 10, final episode of this series, that is death and gore and blood and armies and horses and fire and flame, and it's full opera. So it's going to be great.
The storyline between Lilithia and Lucretia only becomes more complex. We're actually living under the same roof in season 2. So, 2 women that are as dangerous as Lilithia and Lucretia and as cunning as Lilithia and Lucretia living together. It's just a disaster zone. But there's this strange codependence between the 2 women, which is interesting too. It's kind of like love-hate.
The first scene where I'm alleviated from my slave ship is the first moment you get to see Saxa, and you get to immediately see that just burning tornado ready to destroy everything in her path. So look out for that.
I think the thing that was helpful for me was that the direction that the writers and producers have taken the character in, it is essentially almost like a new character. So I watched the first season and the prequel as well, and Leslie Ann did an amazing job of creating that character. So I wanted to be respectful of that creation and then sort of obviously bring my own thing to it. So I think I did that.
To a certain degree, all this happened because of your character. It's kind of your character's fault that even Spartacus exists.
So you may say it's Guyver's fault, but I say it's his fault, you see? If he hadn't been so lippy, if he had just done what he was told, fought in the army that he said he was going to do, and then he could have gone home and had a nice life. So, no, I think it's his fault.
I tell you what, the training I had to do to get into the physical shape I needed to be in to do this right was probably the greatest developer of the mental toughness that I needed to approach this day in, day out for a whole year, especially with everything that's surrounding this role and the weight of responsibility that I have, to honor a wonderful legacy. So discipline, training, and hard work, it's unfortunately like any other job.
The theme being Spartacus Vengeance. What do you think about Vengeance, good or bad?
In real life, I think Vengeance achieves nothing. Vengeance is one of the most nihilistic wastes of time there ever is, because no one achieves anything. Everyone destroys everything for that. But dramatically, it's fantastic, and to play is wonderful. And it's a series where every single character is seeking vengeance from someone or for some reason, and it's a group of terrible, damaged people all trying to hurt other people. So it's great telly.
Complicated. Unfortunately, vengeance isn't as simple as it seems, and obviously, you know what? I think a lot of this for Spartacus is kind of getting above the negative side of vengeance, which is like a vendetta or a hatred or an anger, and finding out that embracing the bigger cause is what really matters and what really can help you change the world, as it were. So for Spartacus, he has to almost learn how to get through vengeance. I mean, it's all about vengeance, but as I guess the hero character, you've really got to find a way to elevate yourself to be the good guy and earn the right to be that good guy, and the only way you can really do that is by embracing, a more positive energy. So it's a fun journey, and it's important.
I think for Mira, vengeance is a huge enemy. She doesn't necessarily have that drive to get revenge on any one person in particular. She's been a slave her entire life, so she's never really known anything. So I think in her mind, when she looks at everybody struggling and fighting for vengeance, they're trying to stay back when all she really wants to do is move on, find freedom, find love, find happiness. So to her, I think at the beginning, it's a nuisance, and then by the end of the season, she finally realizes that if she wants freedom, she really does need to fight for it.
I suppose it depends on the reason why you're exacting vengeance, but everybody this season is sort of in their own way, finding their revenge, and some motives are more pure than others, I guess you could say. It's sort of a great running theme for the season. Brings about some really interesting storylines.
Vengeance, I think, can serve a purpose for fueling your intent, but ultimately vengeance is obviously a negative emotion that will lead you down a dark path. If we've learned nothing from Star Wars, that will lead you down the path to the dark side. And we definitely dip into that this season.
Considering that my people and I, their pre-Germanic tribe, had been on a slave ship and captured by the Romans, I mean, we're looking for vengeance any way that we can get it. So,
vengeance is righteous anger. It's good for the person delivering, bad to receive it.
Amazing. Delicious. Vengeance is delicious. Vengeance is delicious, and it's going to be awesome this season.
Best answer so far. Thank you.
Thank you so much.